to our welcome to our latest networking event. We have these on Saturdays, especially. I think everyone's very busy in life, and sometimes those who want to lean in with us and really begin to make these kind of conversations, connections, and community, because that's what this networking is all about today. So we have a really fantastic networking event for you that we're going to talk through today. We have a very special guest. Our keynote today is Ramses Yebra from QRF Up. So we're going to introduce him in an extra second or two. But just a little bit about myself. For those who are coming on late to a little bit right now and haven't heard who I am, I'm Eddie Dunn. I'm the interim president for VETS2INDUSTRY. I just came on about 3 months ago, and it's been baptism under fire, working with the team and the executive team. And I've had a lot of fun coming onto this. It's been an amazing journey, and we're here to really talk to you about networking and what that's about. Ramses is going to talk about a QRF up. We're going to talk about that today. And then there's going to be an elevator pitch, right? And we're going to talk about how to introduce yourself in your 30-second elevator speech. We're also going to talk about a key area around job scams. That's going to be in another breakout. But if I'm in your breakout group and you're shy, it's not a good, comfortable place to be, because I will strongly encourage you to participate as we go along. But I think what's really good about this is that prior military myself, Army, spent a lot of time in Fort Bragg jumping out of perfectly good airplanes in the famed 82nd Airborne as a very young paratrooper. I went on to be a parachute rigger and jump master later in my life. Was downrange in a long, long time ago in one of the OIFs, and I won't tell you which one because that'll date me a little bit, but had a lot of fun in the military. I retired as a senior NCO. I held the position of first sergeant, and very proud of my military service. So with that, that's a little bit about me. And I just wanted to quickly introduce the team. Carmen and Matthew, I think, are from VETS2INDUSTRY that are with us today. I don't think I see anyone else from our team. Oh, and Dan Collins, too, is with us from the team. So we've got a lot of great people here, and I don't think I left anyone else from the team, Carmen. Did I get everyone?
Nope, you got everybody.
Okay, good. Good. So without further ado, right, this is what I want you to walk away with today is understanding the overall arch of why we do these networking events, right? It's truly about making really deep, meaningful connections, having really good quality conversations, and then really giving you a place of community where you can let your hair down a little bit if you have hair, right? And if you're in a place where you can share your heart and your soul relevant to what you may be struggling with or what you're trying to get after in your employment and just in your personal life, if we want to talk about that. So without further ado, I want to introduce Ramses Yebra, and I'm going to allow him to introduce himself. We just met, and you can never do justice on this. But hey, Yebra, if you can come online and talk to us, are you ready to go and tell us
Yes.
about QRF Up?
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ramses. I am with QRF Up. I do believe I'm sharing. I can't see the screen.
Yeah, we see your screen.
Okay, I'm going to go to the tabs. Sorry, I'm actually at a VFW convention as we're doing this together. So just know I'm triple tasking everything in life. So here we go. I'm going to give you guys a brief description about what QRF Up and what we stand for. So through this brief little PowerPoint, I'm going to tell you about our team, our mission, the problem, our life-changing solution. And at the end of it all, we'll conclude to show you guys how you guys can all collaborate with us. So I'm Ramses, I'm the president. We have Cynthia Salazar, who's our vice president, Kayla Milan, our fundraising director and partnership director, CT Fletcher, who's probably the only person anybody ever knows on our team. He's our veteran outreach director. Damon Zelaya, recruiting director. Eric Mormon is our equine horse program director that we just started. We will be building a large facility for him. Casey Hansen, recruiting coordinator, and Pam Hillel, our military survivor outreach director. And as always, I like to tell people why I created this application and why I came up with the concept. So, all these men that I served with at some point in time in their lives, they ended their lives through suicide. However, the one that impacted my life the most was my little brother, Travis. He's the one here in the front. Sorry, the first picture on the top row. He ended his life through suicide after our first deployment in 2011. So our mission is pretty simple. QRF Up was created to fill a need to provide an emergency response team with unparalleled dedication and commitment to veterans, first responders, and their families in crisis. And our approach is one that is fostered on mutual respect, safety, and compassion, and we maintain those values in everything we do. And our unique approach provides veterans with the proper system to help them to a successful recovery. So our problem came directly from 988. And as everybody knows, 988 is the National Suicide Hotline. And if they answer you, they end up pushing you over to the crisis line or the National Suicide Hotline. And even in their fully functioning state, they have a huge deficit of mobile crisis teams, stabilization units, peer to peer support specialists, and therapists. So, in the year of 2023, the administration decided to fund $700 million and staff out crisis centers and build other parts of the system. And that's where we came in. We really saw a problem with the whole 988 as a whole, and we wanted to help them out. So, we've been working this year to kind of rebuild that and give them our application. So, our community is one of the largest communities in the occupation. There's 766,000 National Guard and Reserve members, 19.6 million veterans in America, and 1.195 active service members at all times, and then 4.6 million first responders. With that, all those numbers combined, only 9 million are VA service connected, meaning that, as we all know, if they don't get their medical attention there, they definitely don't get their mental health needs sought there. Another great thing that our organization does is we do collect data for the CDC, APA, and Stop Soldier Suicide Foundation. And we've learned that after any campaign, there's a huge spike in suicides. After the Vietnam campaign, we've lost 100,000 Vietnam veterans to suicide. And then during the Iraq, Afghanistan, and Africa campaign, we lost 189,000 veterans to suicide. So our solution was pretty simple. We came up with a free mobile application, and it looks exactly like that. It's a literal red button that is that works as follows: as a veteran, first responder, family member, push a red button. It will activate an SOS that goes out in a 100-mile radius. Uh, as the call is answered by by a live therapist licensed in that respective state that the SOS went out in, it will they will start triaging them and putting a safety plan in place. If they need further assistance, they will activate a quick reactionary force comprised of peer-to-peer support specialists. Through our pilot, we've learned that 60% of those calls get resolved by our live therapist, and 24 to 25 get resolved by our quick reactionary force. Another great thing that we've learned through our piloting program is that we've been able to decrease the need for hospitalizations and incarcerations, really allowing our veterans and first responders that utilized our application and our pilot to feel the need, want to reach out for help over and over again. But not only that, but truly taking away the stigma behind criminalizing mental health. And then 85% of the humans we've come into contact with have remained stable. We've been able to decrease the need for jail cells, emergency dispatching services, and inpatient services. And then we do work hand in hand with law enforcement in three different stages of our application. And if you look back at our application, there's a 911 toggle that allows that caller to use that with ease, really giving the caller the option to call for 911 or not call for 911. And then, like I said, we did launch the pilot program. It was launched for about a year. We did it out of the state of Minnesota for a multitude of reasons, but the biggest one being that we wanted to see how fast we could respond in a relatively rural area where we had a lot of factors to really calculate into our process. One, weather conditions. Two, the length of how far it would take us to respond to people. and also the inability to have Wi-Fi or cell phone service in some places. So with that being said, we were able to get 25,000 downloads. We since inception to today, we've saved probably closer to 5,500 lives. Um, Another amazing thing, like I said, that SOS goes out in a 100-mile radius, and as it goes out, we're able to respond relatively
Hey,
quick.
Ramses, can I interject really quick? How many lives were saved? Did you just, what was the number?
5,500 or more.
And how did you document that?
So every time somebody calls, it literally will, be documented who the caller is and where they're at, because it's very, very intricate as how the application functions.
Okay. So how does that like, hey, thank you, you saved my life. How does that actually, I'm curious if that's okay. And maybe I'll save my Q&A at the end there, but I didn't
Yep.
mean to interrupt your flow.
No, no, not at all. It's perfect. So yeah, so the way that it functions is, um, it'll give us a, we have the veteran or first responder as they're applying for downloading the application. They will be integrating with the system, putting in their name, their service, and all of those different things. So
Mhm.
it'll give us the ability to understand who they are and all those different things. And as you can see from our piloting, we have exact age numbers of people that have called, how many have called, the level of numbers that, the drasticness, and then typically what we assist with, like mental health, substance recovery, medical, whatever that may be, housing or other. And when we say other, it's typically financial or education or employment. But that's our other. And then, we do like to highlight the fact that from the pilot, we've learned that 84% of the calls get resolved by us, 9% get resolved by hospitalization, and 7% end up in law enforcement resolution. Again, a lot of these things aren't 100%, but we are doing our best to try to get it to above 80% all the time. So like you were asking, right? So these are our product features that really help you understand how the application really documents a lot of these things. So our application has geolocating. One of the things that I really wanted to integrate was a feature where if I caller or first responder or veteran, whatever that may be, just didn't have signal, lost Wi-Fi, doesn't have phone service, they could still use our application without having to do any of that. It is based off of satellite positioning, so if they lose signal, it still tracks them and it still allows us to send out our QRF to come help them. We have interactive features like texting. You can text on the application, you can send pictures, you can FaceTime, you can upload medical information because we are HIPAA approved and HIPAA tested. We have multi-purpose use and functionalities that I'll show you visually in a minute. We have that first responder optional toggle that allows the caller again to have the ease to be able to use emergency services. They don't have to. Again, we are well educated and versed on how we can respond to any situation. Again, we have suicide statistical data collecting, and when I tell people collecting, they always get really scared. But when we talk about data collecting, we only collect data to better understand where suicides are more prevalent or where people need more resources, so that we can allocate those efficiently, like more responders, more therapists. Getting in contact with more organizations that can do aftercare for us. Again, it works with iOS and Android, quick response force, and live therapist interaction. And then this is the application in visual. I wanted to be able to make this application for my brothers and sisters at the end of, in mind. So it's a very utilitarian and again an extremely robust application. The button was very, very well thought out. So when the button is pushed, it takes a few seconds for it. It'll literally count down how long it's going to go. So you see that it's working. Then it goes from red to blue or purple, depending on what device you have, Android or iPhone. And once it activates, the SOS will not stop going out until a therapist responds to you immediately. Uh, and then from there, we do have the visual of what the GPS looks like. It's very accurate. It'll literally show you a picture of the building you're standing in or whatever that may be that you're at. Um, You have the voice activated icon that allows people to use this application through Amazon, Android, or Garmin as well. You can voice activate it. That 911 toggle is there. We will be integrating this year with ID Me and My Healthy Vet. That's one of the things that we're trying to do better at, is being able to identify who our educators are, our EMS professionals, all of that, so that you guys don't have to feel so exacerbated behind just being vetted, right? Immediately you can put whatever employment record or DD 214 or whatever that may be for your main occupation as a first responder or veteran, and then we vet you. And we come to the end of this amazing presentation. I know people hate PowerPoints, but I like showing this because it really shows the amazing work that my team has done. Um, we've been in probably an inception for a year and a half, and we've done amazing work in just that short amount of time, saving lives and being able to gather men and women to support our mission, to be able to respond to our brothers and sisters immediately. We have closer to 230 partners, and I'm going to show you guys them now. We have anything from traditional therapy all the way to non-traditional, like equine, uh, athletic therapies, um, not like ketamine, all sorts of different things. And we pay for all that for our veteran and first responders. We can pay for gym memberships. We can get people employed overnight. We can help with mortgages, car payments, all those things. And like I said, we have a lot of partners. But with that, this is where I turned over to you guys to just ask questions and truly try to find out what we're about and how we can help your community.
Yeah, hey, thank you. Thank you, Ramses. That's great. And I saw the first question. If you have, I would love to open it up. If you want to if your mic and ask the question, certainly do that. Or if you want to raise your hand, or if you want to put the question, I believe one of our teammates are going to grab the questions. But I do see one in the chat right away that from Misty Paisley. She asked, "Is the app available throughout the continental U.S.?"
Yes, so we are available in all 50 states. You will get a therapist. However, physically, we're still growing that portion out. So that's where we ask you guys, our brothers and sisters, to truly go on our website, apply to be a responder for yourselves to be able to help a brother or sister out. We give you a 12 course education to become a peer to peer support specialist. We also just signed on with American Legion. They have this thing called Be the One. They are going to be doing the educational program for us with the University of Columbia to educate our brothers and sisters a lot faster, to be able to respond a lot quicker.
Awesome. Other questions? I'm super comfortable with awkward silences.
I have a question.
Go for it, Miss Carmen.
First of all, I want to thank you, Ramesses, for coming. Like you're at a whole conference right now, and you're still here spreading the news about your wonderful organization. And Vesta Industry is very proud to partner with your organization and work alongside you and Kayla and all the wonderful people that get the job done every day. How can we, as a community, help the organization to grow and meet your goals of having all of those certifications in every state that you're actively seeking?
So, what we're doing is one of the most tasking things that we could ask of our own community, right? We've learned that since the start of any war, we know that suicide has been the most prevalent situation that comes from our transition from military to civilian life. One of the things that I would ask is that don't wait till it gets to that point. Know that you have a lot of resources. We are a literal one stop shop. You come straight to us. We will get you whatever you need. Uh, if you have the want to serve your community, please be part of our veterans that go out and help each other get each other off the ledge. Only we will save each other. Sometimes the civilian community doesn't understand us and how we are doing things. We best of all know how dark it can get for ourselves. Like I said, I created this application because it took us 7 days to find my little brother in a hotel room after he passed away. So I never want to see that ever again. I've lost too many brothers and sisters, and you all deserve to be here and have a thriving, successful life.
Thank you.
One thing I'd love to ask as well is, what is the peak part of the transition where suicide occurs most in our community? Do you happen to know that? I'm curious.
Yep. So there's actually four criterias that most people encounter. It's financial, it's emotional, and then becoming it's considered society like normal, right? Like we don't know how to behave around other people the same way that civilians have, right? Our social standards aren't the same. And then the last one is just it falls under back into that moral values, right? That we don't align a lot of the time with morality the way that other people do. Uh, we have a higher standard for what brotherhood or sisterhood means, and we feel very disappointed sometimes when we come back. So we've studied this a lot, and we understand that those four peak values in our lives that we tend to not be able to come back right into is what is missing a lot of the times for brothers and sisters. And yes, spouses are allowed to. Please, spouses are our biggest supporters because if your husband or wife won't reach out, who will? Right? We have things for kids. We have a lot of different things we can pay for, high school sports or just extracurricular activities. Again, like I said, we have 230 partners that are just amazing at doing support for us, and we can get anything under the sun.
Awesome. Thank you, Robin, for that question.
We do
Misty,
have for legal stuff. We do have the military legal. I don't know if Kayla's on, but she might remind me. It is a bunch of pro bono lawyers that are all veterans that will help with a lot of different things. So that's not something we're not commonly sent. So we can help with that.
awesome. And Misty asked a question around job placement. Does that include resume review?
We do resume review. We can also so the way we help veterans get employed is a lot easier than different things, right? So we have a contract with the Border Patrol, um, the USDA, and we're trying to get with the Postal Service because those are the three main organizations that have a hard time hiring people. So we can get you employed relatively quick, but a lot of the time it takes relocation, and that's the hard feat for a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah. And Kayla came on and said transition phase is the most prevalent to suicide. So yeah, that's what I believe to be true as well, Kayla. Thank you for putting that there. Awesome. Any comments, questions from anyone relevant to any more Q&A for Ramses? Are you hiring?
Every day, every day.
Okay.
Please reach out to Kayla Milan. She's the one that will help you with all of our positionings that we're looking to fill. We have, yep, she put her number on there. We have 50 states that we have to get a leadership for. So we have state leads, region leads, state coordinators, fundraising coordinator positions. Again, we're also in a few continents or territories. We're in Guam. We have a really large presence in Guam, Thailand, and Japan. Obviously, because those are where our military bases are at. But please know that we're here for you. And as cheesy as it sounds, this is what I always tell people. I will sit with you till 3 in the morning or whatever time of day it is. Please know that I'm here for you.
Awesome. I'm happy to go a couple of extra minutes before. Go ahead, Misty. Come on and ask your question, please. hand is up, Misty, if you want to ask a question.
Yes, I was talking. I didn't realize I was still on mute. I'm sorry about that.
No worries.
I retired from the Army. My daughter is about to separate from the Navy. She has a TSCI clearance and she's IT. And I'm trying to see if she will have better luck than I did when I left the military at getting a job.
So federal employment is probably the easiest thing to get. People really have a hard time only because they don't understand that you want to put everything on your resume, right? But we can help her with transition. Again, we could get her federal work with the Border Patrol in IT or the USDA in IT, or there's a couple different organizations that we are working with. So her having clearance is amazing.
So I will just give her the careful information.
Yep. And all of our names are just our first name at QRF up. So if you want to email any of us, believe it or not, we are not too big for anybody. We will respond to everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mitzi. I appreciate that. Any other questions before we move on to our next one? This is really good. This is really good interest. Going once, going twice.
Hey, Ramses, can you share your sponsor list?
Hey, Robin. Yeah, Robin, go ahead, please.
I just wanted to say thank you so much for sharing about this. I have been involved previously with the Sergeant Parker Gordon Fox suicide prevention grant, and so I'm just really excited to see how much you guys are doing and that you have this awesome app that's just really phenomenal. I'm really excited to hear about it.
Thank you so much. And again, like I said, guys, the application works anywhere in the United States, anywhere, that as long as they have Wi-Fi, they don't need to have phone service. They can download the app and they can talk to somebody. They don't need to tell anybody about anything. They can just talk to us. We are all licensed professionals that can speak to them. So please know that this is created with the end user in mind, especially when we feel isolated. We will try to get you out of that isolation.
Ramsey's just super, super impressive, brother. We are so grateful that you're here. I'm looking forward to deepening our collaboration over time. I think there's a lot of work we can do together, joining forces and really starting to ramp up a lot of different things together. So super, super excited about that. And Robin, I love that you mentioned that VA grant. I'd like to talk to you offline about it if you don't mind. And we'll talk, we'll connect offline. Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you again, man. Just really good stuff. I appreciate you. And everyone take advantage, right? Go get the app, recommend it to everyone else that's out there. Do your best to share, help us evangelize, right? Even if you don't think you need the app. Listen, that app is going on my phone and it's going to be there because it's going to remind me. I may not need to use the app, but I may run into a brother or a sister who may need the app and it'll remind me of that. So even then and there, think about it that way as well. So as we learn to come in again, it's all about connections, conversations, and community when you're here networking with us. So let's share the love and share the value of this program going forward. All right, with that said, Miss Carmen, keep me honest, but we're going to move over to our sponsor. Signal Health. And we're gonna, Joel, are you there?
I am here.
Awesome,
In
awesome.
the flesh, sort of.
Yeah, yeah. So Joel is another superstar on the Signal Health Group team, and I'll let him introduce himself. But as I've gotten to know him over the last several months, just a stand-up person, love what he does for Signal Health. He's going to talk a lot about what they do, and we're very proud for them to be a sponsor with us today. So Joel, the floor is yours.
Yeah, appreciate that. So, yeah, so we are a sponsor of this event. If you have a company, I don't need to be alone in sponsoring this, so feel free to talk to Carmen. But that said, I am really proud to be working with Signal Health Group. This is a company that really leads with their heart, and it took me a long time to find a place where I felt like I really belonged. And this is it. We were started in 2012 because our founder, Han March, she was volunteering in a nursing home. She already had other businesses. But she was volunteering in a nursing home, and she was just appalled at how the seniors were being treated there. And she thought, and this is the way that I kind of think, why sit around and wait for someone else to solve a problem when I can solve it myself? I've never actually said it in one of these meetings yet, but I came up with a thought probably 15 years ago of what really is the ideal economic system. And I think that the ideal economic system is compassionate uh, capitalism. And that is the idea that the people that running businesses, money is a tool, not a goal. And people that run businesses can run those businesses to make a difference in people's lives. Everyone can make a difference, and you can make a living helping people. There's lots of different ways to do that, and everything that you do in a capitalistic economy is an exchange of something that one person wants for something that another person wants, and that's why we both say thank you when you finish a transaction. Now, for us in senior care, when Han saw that need and said, not everybody in senior care is in senior care for the right reasons. Some people are in it just to make money, and she set out to make a difference. And that's the same reason that she's sponsoring Signal Health Group on this webinar right now, and why I'm talking to you is because she's doing that with funds that she made from helping seniors. So it's a full circle of trying to make a difference, while making a living. So here I am to tell you about what we do. We do senior care. We are a franchise, so we are a group that you can partner with if you want to get into senior care, or if you know somebody that wants to get into senior care, and we can help you start that business. We can mentor you in that business, and we can help you grow in entrepreneurship. Even if you don't have previous entrepreneurship, business ownership experience, we can walk you through what you need to know. What you need is you need competence and you need a heart to help. And if you have those two things, we can give you the rest. So what is senior care? Senior care is helping seniors stay in their home, have the highest quality of life possible, and ideally near their families. There is some help that we give people in facilities and independent living facilities and nursing homes, things like that. But our goal is to try to help seniors stay where they're the most comfortable, ideally in their own home, around their family and the people that they love. So we have three different business options under our franchise. We offer them as three different business offerings. There's non-medical personal care. This is like um, this is like somebody that has a senior that just needs some help. They can't be there all the time, or maybe family isn't local. But this is going into people's homes. This is cooking them food, helping clean up a little bit, doing the laundry, maybe getting them to doctor appointments. Just little things, watering the plants, feeding the dog, medication reminders. Some of it is a little more in depth. Some of it is, just companionship and just staying with them, playing cribbage. If it was my grandma, I'd be playing cribbage. Just spending time with them and helping them have a higher quality of life. That is what non-medical senior care is about. You can get private pay. You can get Medicaid. A lot of states, most states have Medicaid programs to help seniors that need a little help. And you can also get paid through the VA for veterans. We actually have two different programs that we run directly with the VA through Signal Health Group that we're currently getting off the ground. One is case management, which will allow when we find a veteran that needs help, we can package their stuff together and send it out to the VA for care and try to get them approved. And the second is provider management, where if you are a senior care provider, we can try to help you get set up to have the VA send you leads directly. These are two programs that we are working hard to get off the ground right now. I'm crossing my fingers will be operational by this fall with both those programs. But stay tuned. I'll definitely give more give more updates on that as they come. If you continue to come to these meetings to hear me anyway. So that's non-medical. Medical opens up a whole other ball of wax. It's a little bit more expensive to get started, but you can get into home health aides. It's mostly working through Medicare, but this is home health aides, which is more in-home care, as well as like post-surgery stuff, rehabs, physical therapy, all the different therapies, all that stuff, wound care, all these different things. If somebody has, my grandpa used to have these open sores on his legs because he had varicose veins. A nurse could come out to the house, check on those wounds, make sure nothing is happening that he needs to go to the hospital for, and just kind of check on that on a weekly or monthly basis, that kind of stuff. Once you get into, then the third level is hospice. So this is when people are, in their last 6 months of life. So these are three different business models that we offer through Signal Health Group to help seniors get started, or not seniors, to help veterans get started in senior care. I've worked with Han diligently over the last 2.5 years to try to fine tune our veteran program. The main thing that we offer right now is something we designed so that transitioning military could even take advantage of it. We fully finance the franchise fee, as well as some other costs to try to make it affordable for veterans. It's all at no interest, no payments for like 15 months, and then you start to pay it back over the 2 years after that. So it's like a 3-year payback, all at no interest, with no payments for 15 months after you sign the franchise agreement. So that helps take away a lot of the upfront costs and help veterans get into non-medical senior care. For the medical and the more expensive stuff, we offer 75% internal financing under the same rules. Again, we want to try to make senior care business ownership affordable. We think that it's a mission that veterans can get behind, and we want to help veterans pursue careers in this field, but not careers where somebody else is paying them. It's careers where they're building and running their own businesses and having that freedom. So I will drop a veterans flyer in the chat after I finish up here. But yeah, we're doing some great stuff here. So if you are interested at all in the senior care industry, you're a veteran, make sure you reach out to me and we can talk. I've got some limited availabilities in July, a lot of stuff going on this month. But some of the stuff isn't necessarily a race. We also have some SkillBridge stuff that we've got put together. So if you are transitioning out soon, and you want to look at maybe trying to do a SkillBridge with one of our other franchisees, learn the tools of the trade and try to launch your business right after you get out, that's what we built the program for. We had one franchisee that joined us during a SkillBridge with somebody else, and they were able to launch their business 2 months after they got out, go live, and they're actually doing really well in southern Wisconsin. So that's all I've got. Back to you, Eddie and Carmen. Or unless anybody has questions. If you have questions, feel free to shoot
Any
them out now.
questions for Joel? Okay, if you have a question for Joel, you'll put your contact information, any follow-up. I see that you put your LinkedIn there. That's a great way to get him. But let me just put a little bow on this, right? I don't know about you. It could be if you've gone through any elder care issues for yourselves. My wife and I went through that. It was a very difficult period. I wish we would have had a Signal Health Group back in that time. So I believe what Signal Health is doing. They're an incredible partner of ours, and they're not only a strategic partner, but their mission is noble, right? So if you're looking for that type of way to connect where the higher level of values that you have relevant to this noble cause, right? This could be one of those very intrinsically motivating new mission and vision for yourself. That's really important to think about, right? I see a lot of service members struggle because they're in different environments where the value of that organization may not meet your standards. And that's a really important point in the transition that can potentially put you in dark places if you're not careful. this is what I love of what Signal Health Group stands for, and we're really great to be partnering with them. So thank you again, Joel, on behalf of Vets to Industry and how we partner together so closely, and appreciate your time and a few minutes with us.
Yeah, no problem. I usually stay for the whole time because I love the mini mastermind sessions and the middle mini mentoring sessions, but I've got some family fires I'm fighting over here.
No
So
worries, man. Give
uh
Charlie a hug for us, will you?
yeah. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming out, and I hope to see you on the next one.
Awesome. Thank you.
And that I dropped a photo of our flyer in there in
Yeah,
the chat. And on that photo is my calendar link if you want to drop yourself right in my calendar to set up a time to talk. And there's also my phone number if you want to text me and my email. So lots of ways to get a hold of me if you need to.
awesome. Thank you, Joel. Appreciate you, brother.
All right, take care, everybody.
Awesome. All right, with that said, I am going to hand it over to Miss Carmen, who is going to take us on the next leg of our journey.
Thanks, Eddie. And I promise everyone, I'm going to be really quick so we can get to our next good part in our next session. But first, I want to make just a few announcements to make you aware of some things. So one, if you need assistance with your resume or job search, please, and we'll post the links in the chat for you too. But please email us at support@vets2industry.org. We have a careers team who will help you with all those needs. And then if you have any barriers to making that job search successful, we will assist you in finding the right resources. So again, at support@vets2industry.org. If you are a job seeker and you want to post your resume on our site or connect with any of our employment partners, we'll post the link in the chat for you to do that as well. If you are a veteran or spouse business owner, we have a special thing that we do just for you. We give you a space on our website where you can put your company information and list that for free. That's our way of saying thank you for your service and also of supporting you in your business. And again, we'll post the link so you can do that. We want to invite you to our upcoming events next month. So first, on July 8th, we have an industry introduction webinar, and this is part of an amazing project that I'm not going to tell you about. You'll see it unfold. But it's the beginning of something really great. But we have an industry specific webinar where we're going to feature an overview of the maritime industry. And we have a great guest speaker, the president of operations at Maritime University, who's going to do that industry overview on July 8th. It's a virtual event, and we'll post the link for you. And also, we have our annual conference coming up on board the Carnival Horizon, and there's still time for you to come with us. If you have time on your schedule, you can go to our events page on vets2industry.org. We have a cruise page where you can see everything, all the links, the guest speaker, if you're interested in attending, who you need to contact for those tickets. We have a great lineup of veteran service organizations that'll be there sharing more information, like QRF Up. They'll be there with us sharing more information. And it's just going to be a wonderful time of networking, fellowship, collaboration, and seeing how we can make a greater impact on our community. And again, we'll post all these links in the chat for you so you can go to the pages directly. And I will turn it over now to Matthew to start us off on that. Oh, wait, Eddie has something.
Yeah, before we do that, I just want to emphasize that maritime webinar that's coming up and just give you a sense about this industry, because understanding industry growth is super critical, right? So many of you may have seen in the news recently, it might have been about a month or two ago, where President Trump signed an executive order regarding maritime dominance shipbuilding, right? So what we have learned is that this entire industry is ramping up significantly. And it's not just about welders, it's about secondary and tertiary roles that are relevant to that industry. So there could be project management roles. There could be other types of opportunities that you never really considered before. So I would strongly encourage you to come check it out for yourself. I think it's going to be, we met Ed Lewis, I think his name was, Carmen. And so he is the kind of person that we think that you can learn a lot from and encourage your thinking about, hey, you never really thought about maritime. And I happen to live in San Diego, or I happen to live on the coast near Virginia. Those kinds of things I think could be really interesting for you to find out more. So I would encourage you to go.
Awesome. And before I turn it over to Matthew, I almost forgot. VETS2INDUSTRY has a digital engagement department that focuses on veteran gaming. So if you are a gamer and
Yeah.
you want to connect, we do tournaments, we do special things just on our own Discord channel. But I put the link in there for you to sign up and just stay tuned for more events for us. Thank you very much. And I'm going to turn it over to Matthew.
Thank you, Carmen, and thank you, Eddie. So this next section is recruiters. So for those who have been here for a while, this is a part where recruiters will come off mute, show themselves on the screen, and be able to provide a short presentation of themselves where they can brief what they do and what they can provide to you. So for any recruiters, please raise your digital hand and I'll give you a call and I'll call you up. So please again raise your digital hand. Any recruiters?
Matthew, it's
Yes.
Heather.
Hey, Heather.
Hey, I'm sorry, I can't find that digital hand right now. I'm on vacation, but I didn't want to miss you all. So, yeah, I'm up here in the Catskill Mountains of New York.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm having a blast too. I just got done paddle boarding and rowing. So give it a little plug for Mohonk Resort and Spa. It's really amazing. Anyway, I just wanted
Well,
to
we feel special, man, that you just broke up your vacation to come here, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Who you are. That's how much you mean to me and this whole community. But yeah, so I want to just talk about Client Solution Architects, aka CSA. We're a mid-size IT consulting firm, and we are 54% veteran and military spouses hired to date, and we're not done yet.
Amazing.
So in talent acquisition is what I do, and I also lead the veteran and military spouse outreach. And I know Eddie and Matthew and Carmen, you all know that I love to give plugs to VETS2INDUSTRY because I just want everyone to know out there, and Daniel knows this too, we hired 2 folks from these networking circuits.
Awesome.
So they work.
So you mean it works?
It works. Networking works. It works wonders. And so another thing about CSA, we do have some IT, cyber, and operations positions and quite a few OCONUS. So if you're interested in supporting the DoD mission, please give us a once-over. I can go ahead and drop my LinkedIn, and I'd love it if you gave Client Solution Architects a follow on LinkedIn. I post on there. I know, Eddie, you probably see it, I don't know, a few times a week. And I do recirculate some positions too, especially if we're in dire need of getting that talent to our customers. And so I'd love to invite you to follow me. And normally I am a lot more prepared than I am now. But I just wanted to hop on here because I don't like missing these at all. And we do have a referral bonus program. So if you know any fellow transitioning service members coming off of active duty, please do refer them. And a lot of our positions are remote. You'll notice that because I also say, they're like, Heather, do you have anything remote? Sure do. So check us out there. There's Client Solution Architects. I just dropped it in there, so hopefully you all can see it. And we do have simulation, training, IT solutions. And yeah, right now we have a, well, let's see, an information system security engineer in Grafenwehr, Germany. And we're really looking for an operations planning analyst too. So if you're just coming off of active duty and you want to apply your experience and skill set to that, we'd love for you to take a look. And yeah, I'll go ahead and also, Eddie, while I'm on here and have just a few more minutes or a few more seconds rather, I'll put our link in there as well. And I'm happy to entertain any questions as well.
Good stuff. Any questions for Heather?
Yes,
Yeah.
I see one in the chat, Heather, from Adam. Do you also have CONUS positions?
We do. Absolutely, we do. Yeah. So, yeah, in Norfolk right now, JBLM. We do have quite a few, like I said, Oconus, we have one in Vincenza. And let's see.
I'll go to Vincenza.
Will you go to Vincenza? Eddie, I want to go with you.
I was, my gosh, that is one of the best kept secrets in all of Europe.
Is
You
it
want to be
not?
in Vincenza. Yeah.
Absolutely. You could not be more on point with that for sure. And so, yeah, and this is what's so great is because I help lead the outreach, I also will help mentor you. And I also volunteer for several different organizations, and I would be happy to do a mock interview. I'd be happy to do a resume review. And I am all the time doing LinkedIn introductions in a, personal message. And so that's really how we got one of our hires was we both found each other on here, and then we did a nice little link up. So it does work. And share this information with everyone you know, right, Eddie?
All right. Thank you, Heather.
Absolutely.
All right, so Robert, I see your hands up.
Hey, good afternoon. My name's Robert. I work for Hyundai Motor America. What I do is I help veteran spouses, dependents find jobs nationwide with Hyundai. It could be at the dealership level, which is going to be as mechanics, consultants, parts, sales, or support staff. Remember, support staff could be really anything. It could be a janitor, it could be a call screener, it could be a driver. I've actually seen where some dealerships are looking for desktop support people at their dealerships. So you can't just think of the dealership as somewhere where you're going to fix a car or you're going to sell a car. There's a lot of other jobs you can do. We have some automotive groups that have 1,000+ dealerships, in them, and it's multiple brands. Okay. I did put my information in the chat. Um, I put my email stuff, but I also threw a QR code up there. So when you scan that QR code, it's going to ask you a variety of questions. And then it's basically, I think of it, it's like my sign-in sheet. Okay. Now, Hyundai also has corporate positions. We have everything from IT, finance, cybersecurity, but we also have aviation drones. We have logistics positions. All this is across the United States. So, for the most part, we really only have 3 locations where you have to live there to work there because I have never seen them post anything remote, anything hybrid. It's Montgomery, Alabama. That's where the manufacturing facility is. In Savannah, Georgia, which technically is Elabel. That's where the new EV facility is, where they build the cars there. And then West Point, Georgia, where they do the other manufacturing. Those 3 locations, like I said, you kind of have to live in that area to work in that area. But for example, you could work for a Michigan location and not live in Michigan. They have positions in California, DC, Virginia. They also have positions in like Silicon Valley. So a lot of people will, and I tell this to people's faces all the time when I'm at career fairs. I go, human beings are lazy. You're gonna try to, get done quickly, and just like scan the sheet, and you're gonna eliminate job potential, opportunities based off of, what you're reading without actually going to the website links. Because I was at an event yesterday and I said, hey, there's job opportunities right here, in Chino, but you got to go to this Michigan website. Oh, I don't want to move to Michigan. And they weren't listening to me. I go, you need to go to this Michigan website to see these 50 openings around the corner from where we're standing. So like I said, go to the different websites. If you connect with me, I'll send you a variety of things. The last thing I'm going to tell you is if you want to network, I will also send you a 70-page Word document of contacts to other companies. So if you want to network with like a Lockheed Martin, a NASA, SpaceX, that kind of thing, I will send you that distro list basically that I got, that I've kind of accumulated over the years. But hey, thank you guys for your time.
Thank you, Robert. I saw a question from Cindy. Any remote jobs?
Yeah, there's remote hybrid at different locations. It really just depends on which location. For example, you definitely got to read the job descriptions. I have been seen on the Hyundai Motor America site, which is based out of Fountain Valley, California. A lot of their positions do say now, come January or come July 28th, everybody's moving back into the office. So they are hybrid. And it actually says it right there. Hey, we're currently hybrid, but we are moving back into the office July 28th. Now that applies to those type of positions. I'm a field rep, so I will never be in the office. We do have positions like that. They're called district. They're usually district reps, where they kind of have a satellite office or they work from the road like I do. So I kind of travel, but it just depends. And yeah, there is stuff in the New York area. It just depends on where. You got New York, New Jersey. We actually have different training centers across the US where they have staff. We staff those, okay? Because our job where I work at Hyundai Motor America, you want to think of it like this. We are basically supporting the dealership's daily operations. So if the dealership has a deficiency in sales or recruiting or the marketing plans, or manufacturing, that kind of stuff, we kind of get them the tools that they need to make their businesses run, because there's different models of a dealership. Some dealerships own the cars flat out and they sell them. Some dealerships lease them from us and then they have to sell them, otherwise they're losing money every single day. So we kind of help them and assist them with different things. And then we have other teams that are like IG inspection teams. They'll go to the dealerships and help them improve their work process, like project managers would do. That's it.
Thank you, Robert. So Tracy, I see your hands up.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. So my name is Tracy. I'm a recruiter for Leaf Home, and we are a nationwide leader in home solutions, making home safer, more comfortable, and maintenance-free. We do from like cleaning free gutters to improving water quality and bathroom safety. We provide innovative hassle-free solutions to over 1 million customers across 40 states. We also proudly hire veterans and offer skill-based opportunities to help service members transition to civilian careers. Um, and we offer a little bit of everything from management, sales, marketing, IT, and recruiting. And we are growing. Of course, we're looking for top talent to join our team. It's pretty short. And I'll drop my link down in the notes as well.
Yes. Thank you, Tracy,
Thank you.
for this. Any other recruiters? Anybody from your company, maybe not a recruiter, but you work for an organization or company that maybe has slots, you want to advertise that, or even a skill bridge opportunity. Like I currently work at the Department of State, and we have skill bridge opportunities within my office, work in the political military side, which we definitely get a lot of skill bridgers coming through and out, interns, fellows. So there's always opportunities in, the government, regardless of what's going on. So you can definitely take advantage of that. But any recruiters, any skill bridgers, anybody working at a company that wants to advertise something that in your area. Anybody?
Hey, Matthew, it's Heather again.
Yes.
Hey, I was wondering if I could just put this out because I'm getting a lot of private messages, which I love. Thank you all for reaching out. If you would like to get me your resume, may I offer you to fill out the Stay on Our Radar tab that accepts your application, which is a few HR questions, and your resume. This way, I can tag my fellow talent acquisition specialists, program managers, and hiring managers. It's much easier if you're in our system. That way I can add notes, upload your profile. If you, like, let's just say you get your CompTIA while you're, and you're waiting to apply for a certain position, you finally pass the exam and you get it, boom, send it to me and I'll upload it to your profile. So I just wanted to offer that, and I'll also drop it in the link right now. But thank you so much for being interested in some of these roles. Thank you.
Right, thank you, Heather. Thank you for the updates and provide that information for everybody to fill out the
Sure.
forms and apply for these great opportunities, especially in Vicenza.
Everyone loves that one.
I mean, I was stationed in Germany and also Bahrain, Germany, Burkina Faso, Africa. So yeah, it's all over the place. There's definitely like good opportunities.
Definitely.
And
Thank you.
yeah, my last job I got to go to Greenland. So yeah, it's take advantage of those
Nice.
opportunities you never know that will appear. So anybody else wants to any recruiters, like I said, companies, organizations, skill bridge opportunities, anybody who has anything else they want to pass. I don't know if Eddie or Carmen, if you got anything too as well, you want to be able to share before we head to the next portion of our agenda.
I do not. I don't know, Carmen, if you have anything.
Nope, I don't have anything. We can move forward.
Yes, if there's nobody else, we can just move forward. So Carmen, take it away.
All right, well, it is time for a breakout session. I hope everybody's ready to get a little more acquainted with each other and turn your cameras on. If you're in the room with Dan Collins, he's going to make you turn your camera on. So just go ahead and do it. But just give us a few seconds to get them set up, and then we're going to send you to those rooms. You'll have a facilitator in there, so you'll see one of our Vets to Industry volunteers. You'll either be in a room with Dan Collins, Teresa Rivers, or Dixie Banner, or someone who has been at our networking events before and they know how the drill goes. They'll serve as the facilitator, whoever is the most senior in the room. And just make sure you share information and take pictures, y'all, because we want to show everybody how much fun we're having today and make everybody jealous. All right. You ready, Matthew?
I am. So about to send everybody to a room. There'll be at least, there's 4 rooms, about 5 or 6 people each. Each one will, like Carmen said, has a Vets Industry volunteer or somebody that's been here for a while. So I'm about to send to your rooms in 3, 2, and 1.
Welcome back, everybody. How was the breakout room?
Right.
Did y'all take pictures?
Oh, no.
See, I'm gonna get y'all.
My bad.
All right, Eddie, I'm switching it to you.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, listen, the next part of this is all about elevator pitches, right? And taking 30 seconds to introduce yourself, right? Making sure you convey your value, where you're going, things that you're looking for in the type of role you're looking for. Just something memorable that actually helps people to understand who you are clearly and spark interest in who you are. So that's what this next segment is all about. I'd love to be able to do that with here. I would love to line up. I was just helping to rehearse, our group and our last group that I was in my breakout session with. But listen, because I eat my own dog foods, right? Always, always, always allow me to introduce myself. So, hello, everyone. I'm Eddie Dunn. I've been a talent innovator for the last 15 years, working and building some amazing organizations. I've been in a lot of Fortune 500 companies. I've built some of the most powerful programs to include SkillBridge. And being a talent innovator has come from being a former military professional. And I've brought all that extraordinary value forward in what I've been doing in my talent practice. I'm now with an amazing veteran service organization, building another fantastic program, and I'm glad you're here. Okay. So I did that. So give me a critique. If I was terrible, let me know. Anyone want to give me a critique? Robin, thank you, thank you. Good, good, good. Any other critiques? Anyone want to come after me? Go for it. Who would like to do their elevator pitch? And I am prone to picking on people, so you might probably want to get this out of the way early. It's like, oh crap, let me get off the line really quick. I don't want to do it. But hey, listen, from the group I was in, they were knocking it out of the park. Who would like to go? Yes, Adam, go for it, my friend. Oh, by the way, he was from my group, so he's already well versed, ready to go.
Might as well get it out of the way, Hi, my name is Adam Bukowicz. I did 10 years in the Air Force. I was a mechanic. Now I'm in the Air National Guard as a cyber warfare operator. I've been doing that for 1 year. I have TSSCI, CompTIA A+, Net Plus, and Sec Plus. I'm Linux certified, and I'm looking for a job in the Southern California market.
Awesome.
preferably to do with cybersecurity or IT security.
Freaking awesome, man.
Where
Who would
in
like to go
Southern
next?
California? Oh, can I ask a question?
Yeah, Teresa.
Where in Southern California, Adam?
Oh, I'm in LA County or Orange County, one of those two.
Oh, holy cow. Okay, let's connect.
Yes, please.
Yes, I'm in I'm in San Diego, but I actually work on site in LA, and I know for a fact that Space Force needs people. Okay, let's
That sounds
connect.
right up my alley. Yeah, I'll connect with you.
That is what we love. Awesome. Who would like to go next? Ooh, awkward silence.
I'll go.
Go for it, man. Go for it. Who is that, Jake?
Yes. Jake the Flagman Drogue, your national reverse mortgage expert. I help seniors all throughout the country who want to stay in their homes. I've realized over my last 18 years, positive cash flow is more than having just a pile of cash, because when that pile of cash is gone, you may not be able to stay in your home. I jumped on today because one thing I do in addition to that is I recognize veteran and military spouses in low recognition videos on LinkedIn. So if you have time, take a look at that. If you're interested, I love sharing and meeting other veterans. So with that, I want to say thank you.
Thank you, Jake. Good job. Good job. Others?
There's a raised hand.
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it. Hey, Lyle, go for it.
Hi everyone, I'm Lyle Snavely. I'm a former military professional in the United States Army in Hawaii as a supply chain logistician specialist. I have also been part of Booz Allen Hamilton as a subcontractor with them, and I've been got a bachelor's degree in supply chain management, a MBA, and also have my PMP. So well versed in multiple avenues. I'm looking for something that's either remote or in Oconus.
Awesome. Another one in my group, by the way. Not that I'm bragging at all. I'm not bragging. Mike, could you come online? Would you mind telling your story really quick on our group and the warm lead that presented itself and what you're going to do next?
Yes, I was giving my 30-second pitch. Heather Klein, from up in New York, came online. We worked. Oh, I worked with her husband for their previous. I knew her from this duty station when she was here about a year ago. So we already connected online and email each other, but trying to do a phone call in the upcoming week to connect and see what they have available.
Good, good. Another amazing connection, right? And we talked through the idea that we're going to reach out, you're going to reach out, because that's a very, very warm lead, right? Because it was 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon in the room, and Heather recognized you right away and said, "Hey, listen, say hello to your wife." And you went, "Oh my gosh," right? You didn't recognize her out of context. Now you have an extraordinary warm lead. And that's what we love here. We see that this happens in every single event here, right? Where someone understands somebody, understands, connects to somebody, and there's opportunities to follow up. This is a very friendly environment. So absolutely follow up from her, and you'll have a great conversation. Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Mike. All right. Who would like to go next?
In the chat, Zenita says they're ready.
Awesome. Go for it.
Hello, everyone. I'm Zenita. I currently reside at Richmond, Virginia. I have served over 2 decades in the military as a medical service corps officer. However, I would like to become an automation and controls technician. And the reason why I feel this way is because I spent the last 5 years in manufacturing and management positions. So if I can obtain a position in manufacturing and then I can earn those skills and automation controls, I would love it. So thank you.
Awesome, Zanita, man, that was powerful. And you have that super, super great smile about you. Awesome bearing, good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes, and if I can add, one thing I loved about Zanita's is that there was a call to action. Like she said what she wanted. So when you're doing an elevator pitch, and you should have more than one, you should have different ones for different whatever you're doing, but you want a call to action. Say what you want. Do you want to interview? Do you want to be considered for an interview next? Is there a job that you want the person to help you with? Do you just want to have another meeting to get to know the person more or to get to know about opportunities that they have? That's your chance to do it in your elevator pitch. So great job, Anita.
Awesome, yes.
I
Good
want to make a
stuff.
comment too. I like the fact that she was specific because I was actually waiting for her to say, I want to be a project manager. And I'm like, oh no, another one, you know, but you were pretty specific with what you said you wanted to do. And I love it.
Yeah, very good. Great feedback, Teresa. Robert, you had your hand up earlier before. Did you want to go, man?
Kind of, sort of. Zanita, Heroes Make America. It's good for you. That's you. Okay. And the reason I say that is, she's connected with me. She goes by Tony. I can't remember her last name off the top of my head. She's in the Savannah, Georgia area, but Fort Stewart. But I know that she helps out with this. I just don't remember if this is for transitioning service members only or veterans. But I also know Savannah Technical College has partnered with our manufacturing facility they built in the Ellabelle, Savannah, Georgia area. So you can go through their school or whatever, and then they train you to do whatever, and you work in that plant there or some of the other ones. Okay, but this Heroes Make America, you might want to look into that.
Yeah, Teresa was kind enough to pop it, I think, in there.
Oh, it's a different link.
Oh, it's a different one? Okay.
Yes, but it's something that that helped me find my first job.
Okay.
Hiring our heroes.
Awesome. Thank you again, Sunita. Who would like to go next?
I can go.
Go for it, Mike. Another one from my group, by the way. Not that I'm bragging.
Oh, my name is Mike Suppies, a transitioning service member with multiple years experience in human resources and leadership. Looking to start my new job in December in Southern California, something around human resources or related to that field. Thank you.
Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff, Mike.
A quick question. Or you've got your clearance, Mike?
Yes.
Yeah, most of the jobs that the ones that I work with anyway, they're TSSCI cleared and yeah.
I have that in the polygraph as well.
Okay, and then are you still in Monterey or?
I'm in Monterey right now. I'll be moving down to Moreno Valley in November timeframe.
Okay. Okay, let's connect too, because I'm in the area.
Yes, okay, yes, definitely.
Awesome. Take care, Mitzi. It was great making that connection. Take care. Good job, Mike. Thank you, Teresa, for the follow-up there. That's terrific. Again, another connection. You have another warm lead, Mike. So you're walking away with two nice, a very, very warm lead and another warm lead. So good. Who would like to go next? Think we've got time for one more. Go ahead. Go for it, Taz.
All right. Yep. Taz Gallagher out here in San Antonio, Texas, originally from Hawaii. So anything island related, my mind and heart is always there. I have been household 6 for 20 plus years. And you know, we do a lot of the behind the scene things, but my passion is IT. I'm looking for a SOC analyst role. Clearances are tough, so I have been looking on outside companies, but I always scan USA Jobs and see all these great jobs that require a clearance. So I'm trying to navigate those fields right now and network with all the people here because it is military city / cyber city. So that's kind of where I'm at and what's going on.
Awesome. That was outstanding. Outstanding, Taz. And you have a memorable name too, which also helps. Good. We're on a roll, man. And unfortunately, he was not in my group, so, but I'll give him partial credit on that one.
Except that his LinkedIn is not Taz. So just put your LinkedIn URL in the chat so we can connect.
Awesome. Thank you, Dan. I think we have time for one more. And just, I'm not watching the clock here, Carmen. So can we do one more before we go to the next one?
We can.
Okay. Who would like to finish strong and do one more? No others? Okay. I think we're going to a second breakout room. Is that correct, Miss Carmen?
Yes, that is correct. So you have a treat. We have a smaller crowd now, so you have an opportunity to connect with someone for resume assistance. So they're going to give you some tips. You might even be a room where you can show your resume, but this is just for you. You're very lucky because you'll have a smaller room and you don't have to compete for that feedback. So that's what we're going into next. And this time, y'all better take a picture.
I promise. I promise. I'll do it first. I'll do it first.
All right. Give us a few seconds. Matthew is going to send you to your rooms.
All right, so yeah, like Carmen said, and this rooms will be about resumes, about 4 to 5 people each, 3 rooms, so about 30 minutes. So please take advantage of every single time, like to make sure you take a photo and make sure everything gets posted. So about to send you to the rooms in 3, 2, 1.
I just wanted to take an extra 30 seconds with Robin and just tell her the same advice I told Zanita on her outcome-based bullets is really important to keep in mind because your resume, that was the last third I was going to tell you. So remember, pull Rob's STAR methodology into your resume as you're thinking that next thing through. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Eddie. And before we move into the next session, I want to remind everyone and let everyone know that VETS2INDUSTRY does have a careers team. So if you need help with your resume or you need help with LinkedIn, interviewing, any of the job search process, just email us at support@vets2industry.org and we will be happy to assist you.
Awesome. We have our next, we're going to talk about jobs
for a second.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, we've been honored with Richard Moore, so he needs to give his pitch to the main room.
Hi, Richard.
There you go. There's your opening, Richard. Go. He did this to me in the breakout room. He forgot how to open his mic.
No, you know what? I'm actually I have to use I have to use my MacBook, so the functionality is a little bit different because I don't have Workplace on my work laptop. So I have to use it from here. But nonetheless, as always, I'm glad to be here, everyone. My name is Richard Moore, and I manage the military outreach program for General Dynamics Mission Systems. One quick thing that I'll share about myself, as far as my military background, I've served in both the Army and the Navy. Navy was first, of course. So when the game comes on, I never lose a bet. I always break even. I'm one of those individuals that people get upset because I'm frustrated when I see touchdowns, interceptions, whatever happens. I'm an emotional wreck during that game. But nonetheless, I represent both, if not all. But here at General Dynamics Mission Systems, our focus is, or our heartbeat is building the components that go into your satellite and telecommunication systems. There are 10 organizations that make up General Dynamics. Some of you may have heard of GDIT. They're one. Depending on where where you're currently located, you may have heard of some others. But nonetheless, definitely here to lend a helping hand. If you need to reach out to me for a one-on-one, I can definitely do that with you via Post Veterati. I am a mentor on that platform. So please feel free to connect with me. More than glad to help you out where I can. Thanks.
Okay, awesome. All right, Miss Carmen, I think we're going to the jobs. We have another agenda item. Is that correct on job scams?
Yes, we do. We have a quick point of discussion we want to have with everybody on job scams, especially how it relates to our community. And first, we have a really short video that we want to share, and then we'll have a discussion on it.
All right, we're playing the video in 3, 2, 1.
Hey there, veteran! Job well done. Now that your service has ended, it's time for your next adventure. And there's a lot to do. Speaking of, how is that to-do list coming along? Wow, you're crushing it! Looks like we just gotta get that resume updated and find you a job. Jeez, finding a job is a job. All right, let's get some applications out there. Freeze, not so fast. Being asked for money before your first day on the job, that has scam written all over it. On to the next. Hang on just 1 second. No employer is going to ask for personal information prior to your first day. Okay, third time's a charm. I spoke too soon. These scammers are trickier to catch by the minute. Never download anything a potential employer sends you, because it could be malware that compromises your information. Don't worry, we can always check to see if it's a scam. Or maybe it is a real company, but the job post is fake. Remember, if it walks like a scam and talks like a scam, it's probably a scam. And you know what that means? Stand down.
All right, y'all. So let's have a discussion about this. And we thought that this was important to bring to light because our careers team works with a lot of veterans each day on their job search. And we recently had a situation where one of the veterans that we were working with at the time, he was scammed. And he shared that after we helped him with his resume, we helped him with his LinkedIn, he was good to go, he was excited, he was getting lots of feedback. And then he shared with us after the fact that he thought one of the organizations that reached out to him was a prospect, and that they asked him to pay a certain amount for a training that they had before he could start the job. So he paid the money and he never heard from the recruiter again. So unfortunately, there's a lot of that going on. Even I, and I'm not even looking for a job, but I was offered this wonderful job via WhatsApp. I don't even use WhatsApp, and I hadn't applied for any jobs. But just imagine if someone is very vulnerable, they have been applying to jobs, they get this email that says, hey, contact me on this platform for this job, and the dollar looks great because they don't have any dollars coming in. They're very susceptible to those types of things. So that's the industry. We knew that it was time for us to have this discussion with our audience, and that's why we're taking a little bit of time to talk about this today. And plus, we wanted our industry professionals and our volunteers who also do this work day in and day out to share information to help all of you that are here. So let's just talk about this. Let's talk about any scams you've come across, anything that you might have questioned that you saw as a job speaker. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, can I chime in?
Absolutely.
All right, so there's a I know I've hired people, and some of the people will say that they need to buy equipment, and so the employee will buy the equipment from the employer or from the company, and then realize that they never will receive the money back. So if you ever get hired by a company and they require you to put money up front to buy the equipment, huge red flags. So don't do that. I mean, I know when I bring on people, and I've done that in the past. Now I'm looking for a job, but you know, if I got to give them a $10,000 computer, well, I'm providing the computer. It's not it, the employee shouldn't be ponying up the money for the computer for them to do the job. So
Thank you for sharing that, James.
yeah, and I've seen it with HR people and salespeople where they'll have to buy the equipment, and then all of a sudden they'll realize that they'll never receive the money back, or they'll get a check and then tell them to quickly buy the equipment and then give them back the rest of the money. That's also a
Yeah.
scam.
So unfortunately, when we sign up for things like LinkedIn, Indeed, Monster, to look for jobs, then we kind of open ourselves up for stuff like that. So what I've been getting are text messages. Are you interested in remote work? Please call me and blah, 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 blah. And I tell you what, they look pretty legit. So just be careful. And then I thought about one other thing, contingent offers. So they're not scams. They're not scams, contingent offers. But that's basically what it is. It's contingent on them getting the contract or something, because I was offered a contingent contract, and it's a good thing that I've been attending networking events, so I knew what to expect, that it's not a promise of a job. Okay, anything can happen. And actually, it happens in the big companies too, because I know that there was a mill spouse in one of our events, got hired by Booz Allen, and then the contract fell through. So the job went away. So just be careful with contingent contracts that, I mean, it doesn't mean that you have the job. As a matter of fact, somebody told me you don't have the job until you get onboarded.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Teresa. Dixie, go ahead. I see you have your hand up.
Yeah, I actually get a lot of email or texts actually from a lot of these I would say scams. I'm not for sure. They all say, oh, if you have the skills, we've seen you on Indeed, yada 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 yada. And will you connect with me on WhatsApp? WhatsApp is, to me, is not my cup of tea. And I always say thank you very much and delete it. But they seem to find you. Basically, you've got to be very careful. It's like they say, ComSec, or how you converse yourself on social media is a key. I'd like to say, I'm also recruiting for people back in Alaska and Pacific Northwest on Facebook. So bottom line is be careful. Also, I've been kind of in a situation this last 2 weeks. A recruiter's asked me to send my resume, and he asked me to have this one person check and do my resume. Well, I asked her if I could talk to her on the phone. No, she didn't have time. And then find out when she did do my resume, she didn't do a very good job. Bottom line is, if you really pay attention and get your and support and work with your supporters like Carmen and our group, we can combat that situation, because once you get it's like a barrel of oil. Once you put something of hazardous material in that barrel, the whole barrel has to be disposed of. And that's what it comes down to. It is, we have to be more diligent at what we're doing. And I look at it this way. You can, a recruiter will ask you, oh, update your resume and make everything look beautiful and wonderful. But in reality, is that who you really are? You got to be honest with yourself and honest with the recruiter. I'm learning a lot, and I do know for a fact I can help support others, but when it comes to my own resume, I find that challenging. But the bottom line is, let's work together and support each other and give show, we're the one that we reflect each other, and ultimately we have to work with recruiters and educate them. Yes, it's finding somebody is a good sell, but in the long run, it's the integrity of your relationships. And that's what I find. The guy might be a nice guy, but is he really has an integrity? And if he doesn't have integrity, what does he have for the company? Amen.
Thank you, Dixie. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing that story. You know, a lot of times when we say, a lot of organizations say, veteran service organizations, we offer free resumes or we offer free services. And people may think, oh, that means they're not that good. I better go and pay someone for this resume. But free to you does not mean that it's less than anything else. It's just free to you. Someone else has paid so that you can have that free service. So we offer help, and other organizations offer help with resumes because they're trained to do so. So we have a whole program developed by a certified resume writer, a certified career coach. So when we're offering these services, it's because they've been paid for already just for you. So take advantage of it. I mean, sometimes you will need to pay for a particular service, and that's okay. But just make sure you vet them, and make sure you've exhausted all of the free resources that are available to you because of what you have done for our nation. So just keep that in mind. Anyone else want to share anything, or any of the recruiters want to give any tips for our job seekers to watch out for?
I think you talked about vetted resources. So just, oh, by the way, the VETS2INDUSTRY.org thing, everything that's on there is vetted.
Yes. Thank you, Dan.
And also, Carmen, there are resources that are local to our military community
Yes.
via the state employment agencies. They have what are known as local veteran employment representatives and disabled veteran outreach program specialists. And their job is to assist at the local level. And in many occasions, they have direct points of contact. So there is some additional guidance there as well.
Thank you for that, Richard, because we often forget about our state resources, and they're the most important because they sustain us, where we are. So thank you so much for reminding us of that.
Yeah, this is Robert. Hey, one thing that when you're on, and I'll just bring up LinkedIn. When you're on LinkedIn, if somebody reaches out to me, sometimes I'll look and see, does this person know somebody that I know? And like, for example, Richard, will tag me on certain things, and I'll have people reach out to me, and I'll look to say, okay, does this person know Richard? Now it will be other people too, and then I'll ping that person and say, hey, do you know this person? Oh yeah, I ran to an event. I told him to reach out to you. So I will kind of, it's a way to vet them, to say, okay, is this legit? Now, I am actually currently dealing with this right now with somebody that says they're a veteran, I have never heard this, but you know, the person that says they're a veteran says they're a plainclothes E5, and I was like, okay, what the heck is a plainclothes E5? You know, and then I go, hey, I just need you to call me. I give them my information. I'm trying to work with their resume, all this kind of stuff, and you know, and they're sending me website links. I go, look, I can't download. I go, you created a Hyundai Careers profile, upload your resume there. Once it's been uploaded, I can download it. You know, so I'll do stuff like that because our system won't allow us to open up attached links or shared files. Now, finally, when I'm able to see the stuff just doesn't make sense. And then I go, hey, just call me. So I have some questions about your resume, trying to figure out what exactly you're trying to do because you started going this way. Now you're going this way. And then once they call me, I start talking with them and I ask them questions. Hey, what unit are you in? How can I help you? This is, oh, I got to go. I don't have time. You know, so it kind of throws up red flags. So just different things like that. You know, if you ask enough questions, you can kind of figure it out. Now, I get accused every once in a while of being a scam because I'm just fast and I'm always working. Okay. And here's why. I think he's on here. There's a guy by the name of Michael here, but not just him, but there's a veteran that I'm currently working with in California. I reached out to him at like midnight. I wasn't expecting him to email me back, but he created a profile and I was working because I'm bored sitting in my hotel. And I said, um, hey, I see your resume. I see this, this, and this. Feel free to reach out whenever you got time. And the guy pings me right back, you know. And then Andre, I go, hey, if you have time, I don't know where you're at in the US. I'm just sitting in a hotel right now. If you want to call me, I'll give you advice. I'll tell you how to do this, this, and this. And he said before he called me, he says, I was thinking like, this can't be right. Why is there somebody sitting at a dealership? And I go, no, I work for corporate Hyundai. I'm traveling for work. And I just happen to be, you know, working because I can't sleep type thing, you know. So you know I understand what he was going through, you know. So just there's different things like that. People will, you know, will be leery about different things, and I kind of have to reassure them and say, hey, look, if you have any questions, concerns, whatever, you can look. I've been with the same organization. I'm on LinkedIn. You know, this is this. I am a corporate rep. I don't work for a specific dealership, you know. You know, but I'm here to provide you resources. I'm not charging you anything, you know, and most organizations, if they're there to help you, they're not charging you. If money comes up right away, then, you know, then you want to start thinking like, is this legit or not? That's it.
Thank you so much. Sound advice there. One thing that we have, because you know that's the industry, we love providing resources like Dan said. So in addition to a link to this, to our session, to our whole session today, we created a guide for you to spot those job scams. It's not going to have a whole list, but just some common ones that apply to our community. And we're going to email that to you along with the link for today's whole presentation and the chat. So that's our gift for you. And also in that little list that we created, we included basic resources that you might need. And also our contact information. So if you do encounter anything and you have a question, you can just call us first before you do anything, and hopefully that'll be of help. And you can spread that along to your buddy. Robin, you have something to add? You said no? Okay. All right. So we're gonna do one final breakout room. This one will be shorter before we close out today. So Matthew, go ahead and disperse, send us to our rooms.
Thank you, Carmen. Yeah, there'll be 3 breakout rooms, 5 to 6 people each. Like Carmen said, they'll be around 15 minutes. So she'll be back here by 5:55 Eastern Standard Time. All right, sending to rooms in 3, 2, 1.
For those of you who hung all the way to the end, I am grateful. Awesome. Hey, did everyone get value today? Everyone got value? Did you walk away with a couple of nuggets at least, right? Something that you can put underneath the hood, plug it into the matrix and get some value out of it. I hope so. Please know that this is sacrificial time for all of us. We can be in a lot of different places, right? Saturday can be tough, but it's also an opportunity to really build quality relationships. It's an opportunity to do a lot of great things. So with the last couple of minutes I have before we let you go, for those who are hanging with us, Let me just remind you that our next networking event is going to be July 15th, from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have an amazing keynote speaker named Kim Archer from Rapid Ascent to share more about information about their cybersecurity program. All right, so hopefully you'll make it on that one. And on behalf of the Vets to Industry team that's here with us, Dan, Matthew, Carmen, and the rest of the team, all the amazing Teresa, all the amazing volunteers that we have, we want to wish you a very just solid and blessed weekend for the rest of the time. Enjoy tomorrow, your Sunday off. Hopefully you're taking rest with family. And if you need anything from us, anything, let us know. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Everybody, thanks.
Bye, thank you.
Bye, thanks for everything.
Moderator team, if you could just stay back for a few minutes.
Does that include me?
Yes, ma'am. Just because I want to talk to you some more.
Sure.